Ziggy played guitar, jamming good with weird. Of your warm desire.
All right, let's settle this once and for all. The 1970s weren't just the golden age of rock. They were the war zone of rock legends. Zeppelin ruled the skies, Floyd took us to the dark side, and punk came in swinging with a middle finger to the system. But here's the thing. Some of the so-called greatest albums, overrated, and some of the real game changers, you've probably never heard them mentioned in a top 10 list until now. So buckle up, because this isn't just a nostalgia trip. This is the definitive, no-holds-barred countdown of the top 10 best rock albums of the 1970s.
And she's buying the stairway to heaven.
And fair warning, you're probably going to disagree with me. Let's get into it.
Children use it.
The Dark Side of the Moon is the 8th studio album by the English rock band Pink Floyd, released in March 1973. Gaining an early following as one of the first British psychedelic groups, they were distinguished by their extended compositions, sonic experiments, philosophical lyrics, and elaborate live shows, and became a leading progressive rock band. Pink Floyd were founded in 1965 by Syd Barrett, Nick Mason, Roger Waters, and Richard Wright. Developed during live performances before recording began, The Dark Side of the Moon was conceived as a concept album that would focus on the pressures faced by the band during their arduous lifestyle, and also deal with the mental health problems of the former band member, Syd Barrett, who had departed the group in 1968. The band recorded at Abbey Road Studios between 1972 and 1973, working closely with genius engineer Alan Parsons, who helped introduce revolutionary techniques like tape loops, analog synthesizers, and stereo effects that gave the album its immersive depth. The album design depicts a glass prism dispersing white light into colors and represents 3 elements: the band's stage lighting, the album lyrics, and Richard Wright's request for a simple and bold design. Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album.
Look around, choose your own ground. Taking away the moments that make up a dull day. The grass, all you create and all you destroy, and she's buying the stairway.
The untitled 4th studio album by the English rock band Led Zeppelin, commonly known as Led Zeppelin IV, was released on 8 November 1971. Produced by the band's guitarist Jimmy Page, it was recorded between December 1970 and February 1971, mostly in the country house Headley Grange. The album contains one of the band's most well-known recordings, the 8-minute-long Stairway to Heaven. By 1971, Led Zeppelin had already released 3 successful albums, but the critics, they were still skeptical. Tired of being misunderstood, the band decided to release their next album with no title, no band name on the cover, and no explanation, just 4 mystical symbols representing each band member. It was a bold, silent flex. In place of a title, Page decided each member could choose a personal emblem for the cover. The picture on the front of the album of an old man carrying a bundle of sticks on his back was bought in an antique shop in Reading, Berkshire by Plant. Led Zeppelin IV became a cornerstone of classic rock, influencing everyone from Queen to Guns N' Roses to modern metal bands. Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold. I didn't notice, but it had got very dark and it seems that the wrong of the gods got a punch on the nose and it started to flow. I think I might be. It's got what it takes to make a mountain man.
Rumours is the 11th studio album by the British-American rock band Fleetwood Mac, released on April 2nd, 1977. Largely recorded in California in 1976, it was produced by the band with engineers Ken Caillat and Richard Dashut. The recording sessions took place as the band members dealt with breakups and struggled with heavy drug use, both of which shaped the album's direction and lyrics. By the mid-1970s, Fleetwood Mac had become a supergroup, not just because of their talent, but because of their inner chaos. Instead of destroying the band, it fueled them. They poured their heartbreak and rage into Rumours and somehow created one of the most emotionally raw and sonically flawless albums in rock history. Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album. Sticky Fingers is the 9th studio album by the English rock band The Rolling Stones. It was released on 23rd April 1971 on the Rolling Stones' new label, Rolling Stones Records. The album featured a return to basics for the Rolling Stones. The unusual instrumentation introduced several albums prior was absent, with most songs featuring drums, guitar, bass, and percussion as provided by the key members.
I can't let you
The album artwork emphasized the innuendo of the Sticky Fingers title, showing a close-up of a jeans-clad male crotch. The artwork was conceived and photographed by American pop artist Andy Warhol and the design by Craig Braun.
Of your warm desire.
In 1972, Sticky Fingers earned a Grammy nomination for Best Album Cover at the 14th Annual Grammy Awards. Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album. '72 in the United Kingdom. Described as a loose concept album and rock opera, Ziggy Stardust focuses on Bowie's titular alter ego, Ziggy Stardust, a fictional, androgynous, and bisexual rock star who is sent to Earth as a savior before an impending apocalyptic disaster.
Now Ziggy played guitar, jamming good with weird.
In the story, Ziggy wins the hearts of fans but suffers a fall from grace after succumbing to his own ego. The album cover photograph was taken by photographer Brian Ward during a photo shoot on 13th January 1972 at Ward's Hedden Street studio in London, just off Regent Street, and was recolored by illustrator Terry Pastor. Rolling Stone magazine later ranked the cover the 31st best album cover of all time in 2024. Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album.
So love, the priest that tastes the word and freak out in a moonage daydream. Oh yeah, there's a starman waiting in the sky. He's so it ain't easy. Lady Stardust, there's songs of darkness and dismay. So inviting, so enticing. If the people don't make it, better hang on to Ziggy played guitar, jamming good with Weird and Gilly. And from Summer City, but don't lean on me, man, 'cause you ain't got time. Oh no, love, you're not alone. No matter what I'll rule you.
We don't get fooled again.
Who's Next is the fifth studio album by the English rock band The Who, released on August 2nd, 1971.
Teenage wasteland, yeah, so the teenage wasteland.
After the success of their album Tommy in 1969, Pete Townshend envisioned an even more ambitious project, Lifehouse, a sci-fi rock opera that would combine music, technology, and audience participation in ways that had never been done. But it collapsed under its own weight. The band and their manager Kit Lambert abandoned the sprawling concept, but the songs, they were too good to waste. So instead of a multimedia sci-fi opera, they turned it into a lean, powerful rock album. Who's Next? The front cover of the album is a photograph taken on the 4th of July, 1971, on the way from Sheffield to Leicester, of the band apparently having just collectively urinated on a large concrete piling protruding from a slag heap. The idea to shoot the picture came from John Entwistle and Keith Moon discussing Stanley Kubrick and the film 2001: A Space Odyssey. Talk about creativity.
When I look in your eyes, I see the harmonies, my heart aches something.
Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album.
I don't need to fight to prove
I call that a bargain, the best I ever had.
lay down my darling.
Love ain't for keeping. I'm in love, spending all my money. I'll be alive.
I set my heart out to the infinite sea. I set my getting into the straight and narrow. Well, I can lay in bed with only holy head when I'm mobile.
But my dreams, they aren't as empty.
We don't get fooled again. You can hide with your covers and study your pain because
What time?
Born to Run is the third studio album by the American singer-songwriter Bruce Springsteen, released on August 25th, 1975. The album incorporates musical styles including rock and roll, pop rock, R&B, and folk rock. Its character-driven lyrics describe individuals who feel trapped and fantasize about escaping to a better life, conjured via romantic lyrical imagery of highways and travel. The album cover, featuring Springsteen leaning on E Street Band saxophonist Clarence Clemens' shoulder, is considered iconic and has been imitated by various musicians and in other media. The Sesame Street characters Bert and the Cookie Monster imitated the pose on the cover of the Sesame Street album Born to add. Born to Run was Springsteen's breakthrough album. Its success has been attributed to capturing the ideals of a generation of American youths during a decade of political turmoil, war, and issues facing the working class.
it shot ticking down those holes.
Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album.
You can hide with your covers and study your pain because love is the got my back to the wall. Tell the devil to freeze out. You lock up the house, turn out the lights, and step out into the night. Run for a lost night on them big streets. The highway's jammed with broken heroes on a last chance power drive. And tonight you'll try just one more time to leave it open. But Jerry says she's gonna walk, 'cause she found I took the radio and hocked it down in jungle land.
All day long I think of things, but nothing seems to satisfy. Candles gathered in their masses.
Paranoid is the second studio album by English heavy metal band Black Sabbath, released on 18 September 1970. Paranoid is widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential heavy metal albums of all time. Often cited as a key influence for the development of the genre, as well as one of its earliest albums. Paranoid was originally titled War Pigs, but the record company allegedly changed it out of fear of a backlash from supporters of the ongoing Vietnam War. Additionally, the band's label felt the title track was more marketable as a single. The cover, with the original War Pigs title in mind, was designed and shot by Keith McMillan. The original UK vinyl release was in a gatefold sleeve featuring a black and white photo of the band, posed outdoors on a grassy hill. Also shot by Keith McMillan, it was the band's first appearance on album artwork. Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album.
No more war pigs have the power. All day long I think of things, but nothing seems to satisfy. Light of the night. As he lost his mind, tell easy or is he blind? Plastic flowers melting sun, fading moon. Your mind is full of pleasure. Yeah, fairies wear boots and you gotta believe me. Mama just killed a man. Mama.
And Night at the Opera is the fourth studio album by the British rock band Queen, released on November 28, 1975. Produced by Roy Thomas Baker and Queen, it was reportedly the most expensive album ever recorded at the time of its release. The album has been affiliated with progressive rock, pop, heavy metal, hard rock, and avant pop. It contains a diverse range of influences, including folk, skiffle, British camp and music hall, jazz, and opera. In 1975, Queen were on the brink. Despite some early success, they were broke, entangled in a bad record deal, and under immense pressure to make their next album a hit, or lose it all. But instead of playing it safe, they went full Queen. They booked 6 studios, spent 4 months recording, and created one of the most ambitious albums of the decade, with no synthesizers but endless layers of harmonies, wild guitar overdubs, and complex song structures. The title was borrowed from a Marx Brothers film, which the band loved, and the result, pure rock theater. Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album.
Step on 2 legs, you're tearing me apart.
I go out to work on Monday morning. Tuesday I go off to honeymoon.
I'm in love with my car. I want you to know that my feelings are true. I really love
In the year of 39, the simple year, the volunteers. In the days
when you say, sweet lady, seaside, whenever you stroll along with me. For those who hear and mark my words, love of my life, can't you see?
great don't fool with fools who'll turn away. Keep all good company.
High Voltage is the first internationally released album by Australian hard rock band AC/DC. It contains tracks compiled from their first 2 previous Australia-only issued albums, High Voltage and TNT, both released in 1975. This album was AC/DC's first introduction to the world outside Australia, released by Atlantic Records. It was raw, bluesy, and completely different from the polished rock dominating the radio. It was dangerous, unapologetic, and fun as hell. The album received mixed reviews when it was released in the United States. Billboard listed it in its recommended LPs column, calling it a cross between Led Zeppelin and the sensational Alex Harvey Band. However, the album was trashed by Billy Altman in his infamous review for Rolling Stone. Those concerned with the future of hard rock may take solace in knowing that, with the release of the first US album by these Australian gross-out champions, the genre has hit its all-time low. Retrospective reviews have been more positive, and slowly fans began to warm up to the album, and it became one of AC/DC's best works to date. Now it's time to relive those vinyl moments. Relax and enjoy while we play you preview tracks from the album.
It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. My daddy was a working 9 to 5. My mama was a heaven. She's got the jack. She's got the jack. I'm a live wire. Live wire. I'm a live wire. TNT. Watch me explode. Can I sit next to you, girl? Can I sit next to you? Ooh, baby, you sure looked sweet. She's got balls. High voltage rock and roll.
And there you have it. 10 albums that defined a decade, ruined speakers, and possibly caused permanent hearing loss. Do you own any of the albums from this top 10 list? Did I miss your favorite? Was your sacred rock relic unjustly left off the list? Let the angry typing begin. Drop your hot takes, obscure picks, or full-blown rants in the comments. I'll be reading them with a cold drink and a worried look. Don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money, and hit subscribe for more music deep dives, nostalgic noise, and a few questionable opinions. Until next time, keep your records spinning and your volume knobs broken. Rock on.